What's up, YouTube? It's your wild-looking Native American friend Tyrone. So for today's video, we're going to be talking about a guaranteed method to survive your very first night in Minecraft. And it doesn't matter what version of Minecraft you are on, this applies to all versions. So we're going to start by creating a random world. We're going to name ours Survive Your First Night. And we're going to turn bonus chests on, just so I can show you guys what you can get from these and how useful they can be. However, we'll do the tutorial without using the content in these chests, just for you players that don't like to use the bonus chests. So the main goal for us is going to be to create a shelter and have the materials that we're going to need to survive our first night. So once our world is loaded up and we're spawned in, the first thing that we're going to do is look for the bonus chest, if you are a user with bonus chest on. So we're going to spawn, and that bonus chest will be in the immediate area, so just go ahead and look for it. Once you end up finding it, you can see it's surrounded by torches, which are extremely important, because when night comes, the monsters come, and torches will help by creating areas where monsters can't spawn. They'll be basically safe areas. So we'll take a peek inside just to see what we would have gotten if we were to use this chest. So it's random every time, and this time we got a wood pickaxe and a regular wood axe. There were some sticks in there, some wood, some food items, but we're not going to use any of these, just to give you guys a guide starting with nothing. So we're first going to get some wood from these oak trees, just because it's the building block for all things Minecraft, and it'll allow us to create a crafting table, which will allow us to create even more items. So the first thing we're going to do is gather the oak wood, and we're going to turn that oak wood into oak planks. Once we have the oak planks, we put them in there, all 4 squares, and that will create a crafting table like so. Once we have the crafting table, now we can focus our efforts on what I think are the 2 most important items to survive your first night: sheep and coal. So unfortunately, we're going to have to eliminate the sheep here to get the wool that it has, since we don't have shears, which are made with iron. So in order to do that, we're going to make some tools using our crafting table. So we need sticks for the tools handles, and we're going to need these recipes to make a wood axe and a wood pickaxe. If you don't know recipes, you can click this button on the side here and it'll show you all the available recipes. You can also type in the name of the item and it will give you the recipe as well, so it can save you some time. So by killing the sheep and getting this wool, it'll allow us to make a bed if we have 3 pieces of wool. And unfortunately, they need to be the same color, so this brown sheep will not help us. And that is because brown sheep are relatively rare, whereas obviously the white sheep are the most common. So we can get this second sheep here, and obviously I'm blind and I did not see that third sheep to the left there, so we did not get that one. Otherwise we would have had all the materials needed to make a bed. So if you are lucky enough to find 3 sheep and get 3 wool, you'll be able to make a bed, which is really important because basically it'll let you skip the night by sleeping. However, I know there's been many times where I personally have spawned into a world and I have a really hard time finding sheep. So we're going to assume that maybe you weren't able to find enough sheep to make a bed. So like I said, we need to focus on finding sheep, and the second thing is finding coal. So that will allow us to make torches, which I mentioned before, will allow us to create areas where the monsters cannot spawn, and it'll also be a fuel source for our furnace later on. So coal can be found by cobblestone, which is why we're checking this area over here. Unfortunately, there's no coal here. So one important thing to take note of is that I am not sprinting. Anywhere I go, I am just walking. So if you didn't know, sprinting causes your hunger bar, which is that bar in the bottom right across from your hearts. Those go down much quicker when you sprint. So if you didn't know, filling that hunger bar is what allows you to heal or allows your hearts to regenerate. So if your hunger bar empties, you will start taking damage until you reach half a heart left. And your health will not replenish until you refill your hunger bar. While we are focused on getting coal and sheep, the secondary items we need to focus on are finding cobblestone, food, and iron. So you can see down in my quick bar, we had 3 cobblestone from that lava pit, and that's just in case we wanted to make a stone pickaxe later on. Again, you can never have too much wood, so we will grab some more, and we're going to harvest this a lot faster now that we have a wood axe. So now we're not blind and we saw the 3rd sheep here, so we're going to get our 3rd sheep. And so like I said, if you're lucky enough, you have all the materials to make a bed now, as long as you have 3 wool that is the same color. Like I said, if you don't know recipes, you can type it in that bar there. You can see we're going to make a bed here, and boom. All you need is the 3 wool and then 3 planks. If you're lucky enough to get this, then you can essentially survive the night. No problems at all, because you'll be able to skip it as long as you create a shelter. But again, we're going to assume that you haven't found these 3 sheep, and so we're going to continue on. Remember to harvest food items from animals, especially if they are along your path, like this cow here. So we're going to see if we can find some cobblestone. There's usually a lot of cobblestone near the tops of hills. So we came across this little water source. There's usually cobblestone in here in these little water areas. So we're going to come in here, get some cobblestone. We're going to keep getting cobblestone until we can get enough to make a furnace, which is 9. And then if we want some extra, we can get some extra as well. And then you'll see we come across some coal here, which is really important. Like I said, that was one of those primary items that we need to pay attention for, because that will allow us to make those torches, which will allow us to make those safe areas for monsters or mobs. And at the same time, it'll provide a source of fuel for our furnace. So now that we have coal and we have all these materials that we want, we need to just find a good place for shelter for the night, while still keeping our eye out for those key materials that I've mentioned. So we're going to go down to some lower elevation areas now where it's nice and flat. We're going to get out of the trees, because these trees create dark spots, which will be able to spawn mobs, and we don't want to be near that. So we're going to try to find a nice little flat area here. And as you can see, we come across some iron here. So we're going to take note of that, since we do not have a stone pickaxe just yet. And since up here there's a lot of trees and stuff still, we're gonna go across the water here and find this little flat area here. And we're going to use that. That's going to be a perfect little area to start our first shelter. And now, since this is our first shelter, it doesn't need to look special. It doesn't need to look perfect. So whatever materials you have, feel free to use those. If you only have dirt, if you have cobblestone, whatever you have, use it. The important thing is not the looks right now. The important thing is just making it through the night and having a shelter. So you can see we're going to use oak planks here. We're going to start our base. So we're going to go 3 high all the way around, just so we can have enough room to stand in there and have enough comfortable space. So now it looks like we're out of oak wood. So we're going to gather some of this dark oak here so we can finish our roof and so we can add a door. So before we get started with the roof and the door, we're going to make our furnace finally so we can get some food cooking, which we'll cook while we're working. So we kind of multitask here. 2 birds with 1 stone. So like I said, you need 9 cobblestone just around the edges there to create the furnace. And then you just put some coal in there and your food, and it'll start cooking. So like I said, you can use coal for fuel, but you can also use the wood planks if you don't have coal, or you can use sticks as well. And then even later on, you can get more advanced and use buckets of lava, which will last a lot longer. So while we're here, we're also going to make some torches, which is just coal and sticks. You can see that 1 of each makes 4 torches. And like I said, we're gonna put these in areas that are a little bit darker and that are near our house. That way it'll create some safe areas where mobs can't spawn. So now we're gonna fill in the rest of our roof. Since we only built it 3 high, we don't want to use a full block for the roof. Otherwise, we'll basically be hitting our heads on the ceiling. So we're gonna turn these dark oak planks into slabs. And like I said, use that side button there, and it'll help you with any of the recipes. So now that we finished the roof, all we have left is the door. And like I said, if you don't know the recipe, just type it in and it'll pop up. And there you go. There's the door. We'll put that down. Next, let's just add a little area outside. That way we have a little bit more room and it's not straight to the water. And there we have it. Our temporary shelter is done and we are ready for night. So now that we have a little extra time before dark, let's grab that iron that's across the water. And to do this, we're going to need a stone pickaxe. The wood pickaxe will not work. Unfortunately, we only have 2 cobblestone and we need 3. So let's make sure to grab some more cobblestone, and we can grab some extra too in case we want to make tools later on. It also looks like there's some more coal here as well. So we'll keep that in mind. So now we'll head back to our crafting table and make a stone pickaxe in order to grab that iron ore. And once we grab that iron ore, we can smelt it. Now, unfortunately, there are only 2 pieces of iron ore here, and the only main tool that we can make with 2 pieces is a sword. Now, I want you to take a look down below at my hunger bars again. You'll notice that throughout this video, I have not eaten any food, and my hunger bars are still full. This is because, again, I'm not sprinting around, I'm just walking. Now, if you've been sprinting and your hunger bar is down, you can cook food in the furnace like I had showed you, or if you already cooked food, you can eat that and it'll refill your hunger bars. But this is one way to increase your chances of surviving your first night, just simply walking instead of sprinting. So in the meantime, while this food is still cooking, let's make a chest, that way we can put our supplies in that. That way our inventory isn't too full. So just like the furnace, you fill the edges, and there you go. That's the recipe. It's pretty simple. Now that the food is done, let's add our iron ore into the furnace and some more coal, and then we can smelt this iron. So while the iron is smelting, let's make some shovels for digging. So we can make a shovel out of wood, and we can use that extra cobblestone that we have as well in case we wanted to make a cobblestone or a stone shovel. So since our shelter is really small, we're going to be digging straight down. So we're going to need to make a ladder. So to do this, we're going to make a bunch of sticks, and with those sticks, we'll make a ladder. If you weren't able to make a bed and you're not able to skip the first night by sleeping, and you have to spend the night in the shelter and wait until dawn, you can dig down in the meantime and try to find more supplies while you're waiting for dawn. This will allow you to hopefully find some more coal or some more iron, or just give you some more extra resources, whether that's dirt or more cobblestone. And if you're able to find more iron down below, you'll be able to create better tools or even make some armor. So throughout this video, you saw that we were lucky enough to find enough sheep to make a bed. We found enough coal to make everything we needed in the furnace and to be able to make some torches. Our hunger bar is completely full since we were not sprinting around, we were just walking. But even if we had been sprinting and our hunger bars went down, we had enough food for the night. We will easily survive this first night, even if we didn't have this bed. Now, if you were able to create a bed, you can sleep, and not only will this skip to morning, but it will also create a respawn point for you. So if you happen to go down to some mobs or fall into a pit of lava and your character dies, you will respawn right here at your bed. And your shelter and your supplies will still be here. Obviously, whatever you had on you will be lost, but at least you still have a starting point and you still have that chest full of supplies here. So now that we slept through the night, you can see that it's daylight and morning. So we survived our first night. So if this guide helped you out, please make sure to leave a like. It's really appreciated. Subscribe if you are new here. Feel free to leave a comment down below. I read and respond to every single one, and if you don't believe me, go check for yourself. If you guys want to see how to make a free online Minecraft Java server, check out this video on the screen right now where I show you how to do that step by step. Or if you want to know how to crossplay in Minecraft, you can click this video. I wanted to give a quick shout out to my brother, the Happy Ostrich, for the new branding on my socials and this YouTube channel. You can check out his channel. The link is down in the description below. As always, you can find me on all social media at OhNoTyrone to find out updates to new uploads or live streams. Click on those links down below, drop some follows. And again, if you aren't subbed, now is the time to do so, because in 2020, we're going to be uploading every week. So that's going to do it for this video. Thank you guys for watching, and we'll see you guys in the next one.